Alright, let's continue with the main story. I've just arrived in Thule. Many people decided to call the city Thule instead of Tulealol. Tulealol. It's just Thule. I kinda agree with them on that, you know? What is this special about these pillars, if I may ask? At a glance, they might look like ordinary stone decorations. But if you take a really good look, you'll see there's something much more interesting. The following event cannot be skipped. Pictures. Wait, no, these are glyphs. They seem to tell a series of stories, many of them featuring a two-headed mammal jaw. Oh, then this must be... That's right, it follows the exploits of my father, Gulol Jaja, and his journey to unite our lands. We call it the Thule Saga. The deeds he performed and the bonds he forged, all immortalized in stone. There's no better way to learn how Tulealol came to be. Study them as long as you like. Oh. Lay of the Brotherhood. This pillar tells the lay of the Brotherhood. It depicts the scene where Papa granted an audience to a foreign explorer. Cat something. I can never remember the name. You mean... Keteram? And that's the one. Keteram's arrival in Trial is what prompted Papa to embark on his own journey. It's said that two grew to be close friends, brother in spirit, if not in blood. But no one knows what became of the explorer in later years. Keteram's disappearance is a mystery in yours as well. Huh. The records say he traveled between our lands and yours for a while, but then it's assumed he was lost at sea. This one recounts the lay of her past. As you can probably tell, the figure depicted here is of Xbrawl, like me. For decades, the Xbrawl and the Mamul Jah were at war for control of the forests of Yachtel. The actions Papa took to end that conflict have since been hailed as the first steps in the founding of Thule. There's a clan of Hrothgar and Borja. I actually have done Borja yesterday. It's cool to see that reference. Known as Hellions, in their society the women rule as queens and the men serve as devoted subjects. Yet here in Tural, Xbrawl men and women appear to be equal status. How dramatically culture can vary with location. Nothing new. Here we have the Lay of Reeds. This is the story of one... Малък, да. Ето. Не е чуче, арбинго. Ето не е представям чуче арбинго. Так истери зоби не знал. Не. Даже не си си. Пазу, не бе. Това арбинго. Давай кадот, да се тяваш. Lai viņš paliek mājās. Kurš viņš domā gadīt? Here we have the Lay of Reeds. This is the story of when Papa visited Hanu in their village in Kozamauka. Ah, the people Alfin almost mistook for Vanu Vanu clan, if not for the colorful plumage. He spent a fair bit of time among the Vanu in the Sea of Clouds. It's been so, like, what, almost 9 years ago? It was 9, right? When did Heavensward release? 2015? 9 years, probably. Yeah. So it's not surprised he took an interest in your countrymen. I don't know how it is with your Vanu, but our Anu are a bright and cheerful sort. They hold this one festival every year. Very famous and a lot of fun. Ah, let's see. This one is the Lay of Pots, which depicts the moblins of Kazamaoka. They might wear odd masks and sound weirdly muffled when they talk, but the gold and silver work they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin goods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Clearly the Vanu aren't the only people of distant Turali counterparts. If you're done with the first half, we can move on to the second. The Lay of Gold. This pillar shows one of the Pelupelu, whose homeland is in Urkopacha. Having created our currencies, the Pelu are rightfully known as the Merchant Clan. They oversee Tuli's markets, and their traveling peddlers are a common sight no matter where you go in Tural. Don't let their size fool you, they might be mistaken as children, but beneath those beaked masks they are clever and calculating traders. Ah, the Lay of Proof. That big fellow is of the Yokkue, the largest of Tural's peoples. These giants once used their great size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Yogg-Tural. Having brought the southern reaches to heel, they then turned northwards, setting their sight on Zag-Tural. You recall that massive bridge they built beyond the Skygate. Sometime after launching their northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the lands they conquered and withdrew into the mountains of Urkopacha. I've never even seen any of their kind so much as set foot in the city. This was people of the power and resourcefulness to raise a temple on a mountaintop and build a bridge across the sea with stone. What would move them to renounce their ambitions and their place in Tural history? That's interesting. Why they have abandoned it? They found out something that scared them off? Oh, this one is my favorite, the Lay of Ice. It depicts the battle with the legendary Tural Vidral. Oh, the mention of the beasts that actually vipers are chasing and slaying. Valigaramanda. I should explain that Tural Vidral is a creature that has lived far beyond its usual lifespan and awakened to preternatural power. So wait, what? Tural Vidral is a creature that has lived far beyond its usual lifespan. So it's like the animal gods in Stormblood. Just they become aggressive, I guess. They fall full prey to that. To whatever that was. Tataro described the Far Eastern auspices in a similar fashion. Could this be the same phenomenon? It could be. Valigaramanda itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a name earned for the destruction and terror it visited upon Tural every time it stirred from its slumber. I think you're gonna fight Valigaramanda, it's one of the trials later on. But 80 years or so ago, its ruinous reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Papa and his comrades managed to overcome the raging Vidral and sealed it away in Urkopacha Mountains. Sealed it away, not killed it. Despite its reputation, however, Valigaramanda is also a symbol of power. That's why you'll see its likeness on Tuli's national emblem and adoring the banners at the palace. And the last one, the blank pillar. That probably has to be filled yet. What's to come? Oh, and this one is unmarked. Papa says he left a blank pillar for the next chapter of Tuli's history, whatever that might be. Had your fill of history then? That's enough place. Let's go to some dungeon. Glad to hear it. You know, I feel awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprises they're seeing I couldn't keep anything down for a while. But now I think I'm ready to eat again. So let's go and have ourselves a bite of a local delicacy. Come, I'll take you to the best restaurant in the city. Let me guess, it's gonna be taco? I actually visited the restaurant on the beach already. They were advertising tacos. What a lovely establishment. I'm reminded of the Bismarck in Limes La Menza. Looks nothing like that. Have you ever had tacos? Like I said, they're Tully's classic. You bake a crunchy shell made from corn flour, and fill it with meat and salad. A lot of shops and stalls sell them, but I like how they make here in Xibaliev their best. And I need one right in front of me right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order with an old Brookhaven. Every dish looks delicious. At the risk of sounding like Wuklamat, the mere sight of so much fine cuisine is making me ravenous. This is Brookhaven, the owner. Don't let his unassuming appearance fool you. When it comes to making tacos, he's the greatest artisan in all of Tural. Let's see. Will we get a food cutscene?
Brookhaven!
It's even voiced.
My companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Did you hear the Silver Scares are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
Aye. And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
The legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale. Like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
Probably exists, but it became a myth. A well-hidden place, shrouded in mystery. Classic.
Now to find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy spoils. Oh. Oh.
If it isn't the third promise.
Oh.
Ah, this is the other one. Who wants to claim the throne? The warmonger.
I don't know these ones. New salt. Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother. Of course, that's it. Wuklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
Was there something you wanted, Bakul Jaja?
The third promise remembers us! Such an honor! Glory on your name, brother. And on yours, brother.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family. Unlike the sneevling housecut, we are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Gulul Jaja as Dawn Servant.
All peoples are equal in Tulihiola. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
So the chosen are
None of this has
two-headed
any bearing on the
lizard
right of
men,
succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
What's they called? Blessed.
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense. Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
Listen to me, you.
A two-headed mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo, the Bunewa, and the Dopro. Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubigo and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Blessed siblings indeed.
Forget them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
Enjoying your tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest. As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we meet you there?
The palace it is. I'll let Wooklamart know. Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
So it goes.
She's gonna probably just eat the squashed one. So we're gonna see the ceremony now, right? The announcement of the tournament or whatever you can call it. I was looking forward to trying some authentic Tuli's cuisine, but we should hurry and join Alphen and the others at the palace. Alright, it's a bit of a climb to the top, but you can head up from the resplendent corridor, or even the eastern side of Talon March if you prefer. Now that you have an idea of how the city laid out, I'll let you find your own way to Volok Shonda. Or I can just unlock all of the Atherites and just border. I actually didn't attune. I wish there were more NPCs in the city. Just crowd. Not only those that are sitting and standing, more like walking around. Some interesting armor. Like they said, you can definitely tell the materials are better quality. We saw two headed Mamulja on our way here, another claimant in the right of succession according to Arundel. The food is amazing. A passing Mamulja let us try a fruit called chirimoya, and it was just sublime. There are so many narrow winding streets, but even if you get lost, all you have to do is keep heading up, and then you'll arrive at the palace eventually. You made it, good. Then we all are here. I'm still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted colibri, but that contest won't wait for us forever. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best I could in short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably something would catch their eye, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate. It was like herding a pair of unruly curls. I understand all too well. Charlene has the same effect on me. Right then, now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home and to meet the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is though, there's no telling what we might be in for. Is that who I think it is?
Estinian? When did he get here?
What's the point? Why is he here?
Oh, you know this man?
Yeah.
Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunperch to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
So the one Estinian is crossing blades with.
That would do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter. Know that you are the strongest I've fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that man there.
I see you, warrior.
We had no idea you meant to visit Tyrrell.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
I'm not sure I understand.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
So how do they operate the body?
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
Oh. When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solonash.
It's Erenville now, Dawnservant. I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then.
What, he changed his name?
And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies. Ha! Old-tempered steel. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
Then I shall leave you to it. Good fortune, my friends.
Nu, vēl, tur vēl parādu. Es vēl pasēdēšu, pēc tam čuķiešu vēl.
The claimants are assembled. The first promise, Zerolja. The second promise, Ona.
Ah, Koan is another cat.
The third promise, Uklamat.
Hmm.
And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Bakun Chacha.
Mm-hmm.
You four will compete in the rite of succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away. And it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyola is young. So I look to the always for inspiration. The rite of succession. The means by which the autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliyola I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamucha at all. So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
Now you have us to compete against. Ah, though it seems the one-head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Our brother was in Shock Tural leading the Lance Guard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense will know he was too busy for games.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself. To triumph in the rite of succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yogg-Tural and find the City of Gold.
If I may, Father.
Speak, Kona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
I offer as proof my unbroken word, for I have seen it with my own four eyes.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliyola. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions. And we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same. But in order to achieve victory proper, you need to break the seal I put in place. Bring them.
Horns? What is that? Medals?
The Tuliyola saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth. Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both, but I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
A waste of time. Just name Bakunja just successor and be done with it.
The rite of succession begins now. I'll be watching you progress with great interest. And Clemens, remember to collect your tablets before you leave. You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Cryle Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf. Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
No, not at this time. I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the right of succession. But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Very well, Dawn Servant. On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your golden city. Thank you for hearing my petition.
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galov.
Ah, he knew that grandfather had a granddaughter. Galov.
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this? Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm. Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil. If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend, and there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
So you are committed to your path? I will speak no more of it then. As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
Here they come! It's Saralja! Such a fearsome mien. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliola's mightiest warrior.
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Saralja.
Take heart, tiller of the soil. The resilient son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
Soralja, the first promise and commander of the Landsguard. Saralja, the palace seer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Soralja is indeed the natural child of Gulul Jaja.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion. Common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children. Yet Soralja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists.
He wants to wage war.
This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Soralja, the warmonger.
Cryon, are you alright?
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zoralja's ambitions. Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Second promise, you must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier. The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new. You have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Forgive me, but the right of succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
Plain spoken, as always. That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studium.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliolal with every bright notion he learned of in Charlian. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser Glavans. Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant. That my kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliola. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your fealty.
Well said, brother.
The Mamulja have finally found peace in Tuliolal. A pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakuljaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself. But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn Servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Racist.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Turoli way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliyollal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies, it's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious Third Promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the rite of succession?
Of the Dawn's Promise? I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
It's fine. More than anyone, I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamat. I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling. Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.